Oh no, they combined into an even bigger Super Duper Fly. It's Super Duper Rex Fly Squirrel Chaos Hammerhead Ultra Magnus. Ah! On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, Mutant Mayhem is back on the table with Super Duper Fly, the Mega Mutant. That's right, Mutant Mayhem second wave items finally starting to hit. Finally catching up with the Mega Mutant here, a giant whale of combination animal. We'll see if we can identify all the parts of animal on this giant whale fly. Also, a couple new Wave 2 figures like Wingnut and Mondo Gecko here. And we'll check out their classic counterparts too. So lots of Mutant Mayhem on the table. So follow along as we mutation station this up.
Squirrel Stampede.
It took me a while to find the Mega Mutant Super Duper Fly, but I think maybe because it's a mutation station only at Walmart figure. Have you found a Mega Mutant, say over at Target, that looks different? That's not a mutation station only at Walmart? I don't know. I guess only at Walmart is where you're gonna find it. I guess I was spending too much time over at either Target or even Amazon.com. So take a look, hunt over at Walmart for the Mega Mutant. And it's so exciting to see, so grand scale. It's almost something that has been missing from Turtles collections over the years, is something large and beastly to fight with, and this is certainly beastly. Warrior whale, elephant, giraffe, narwhal, horse feet, claw grabbing thing. I mean, there's so much wrapped up into this guy. So much wrapped in. Over on the back of the box, a killer illustration of a Super Duper Fly. The Mega Mutant, when Superfly and his devious mutant making device fall into the Hudson River, what comes out is something the Turtles could never have predicted. He transforms into Mega Mutant, a combination of Hudson's many underwater critters and any other animal he encounters, like when he belly flops into the zoo. Probably one of my favorite parts in the movie. And there's so much going on Super Duper Fly that this illustration's actually helping me identify a few things I couldn't see. I know he had the narwhal fingers coming up over here, but he looks to have a mixture of ape here on this arm. He's got some monkey or gorilla on there. Looks like gorilla. I know the legs are horses. They did a lot of great gags with the horse legs. And you can definitely see like the elephant and giraffe and then the octopus around. Didn't notice the little emu ostrich up there. So great illustration there. As per the figure, we got Superfly wings up top. We've got movable mega mouth whale style, twist and claw, and whale tail back there. Just incredible. One of Playmate's greatest, I think. I just could look at the back of this box forever. The animation style in this movie was just kicking. What do we got? There we've got the Mega Mutant. Let's get out of pack. How do we get out of the box? Probably pretty easy. I think I see mostly cords we can cut and pull. Certainly entangled in the deep sea box. Oh wow, look at this dude. Look at Super Duper Fly out. We gotta attach an arm here. Where's the claw arm? One thing I never totally liked about regular Super Duper or regular Super Fly was the oversized claw arm. Ooh, that's tight. Wasn't symmetric enough for me, but now, as Super Duper Fly, it balances out really nicely as he tips, because he's got the claw arm and he's got the narwhal spiky arm. And I'm impressed how he's standing so far. They got him kind of hunched in a little bit, maybe to get to the turtle's height a bit, but I think if we pull him back a little bit, we can get some height there too. So standing there at that height, what do we have? We've got about a 9 to 10 inch figure and an arm span of about a foot and length about 10 inches. So overall, commanding a ton of table space with his ecological nightmare self. Let's get some of these tabs pulled off. How do I get... Oh, look at the mouth there. What? Wow, that is quite the open mouth grip. You could fit a whole turtle in there. Watch out, Leo. Oh, he's got Leo. He's got Leo. Spit him out. Spit him out. Chew. Oh, wow, poor Leo. Leo just went flying. Luckily, Leo's got some skill and probably landed on his shell. So pretty terrific gaping mouth. That is sweet. And overall, impressively painted. The detail here is just whale on. Giant whale core body, lower light blue, deeper darker blue humpback whale back, barnacles gray up there, horse legs in brown with shorts of orange, black gorilla arm with narwhal spiky fingers, elephant painted gray up front, giraffe coming down this side, lots of interesting, intricate crustacean octopusioidoids, claw arm in blue, just everywhere there's something to look at, menacing red fly eyes. For a basic release toy, pretty well done. Oh, even some green turtles on that belly. So yeah, for a basic release toy, that's all you could ask for. Although I certainly can say, wow, if there's ever like some sort of deluxe adult collector series, Supa Dupa Fly, I would be so on that too. But this is perfect for play. You don't want to go over that detail with just a basic release toy. Articulation, we've got shoulders that rotate and hinge. They're a little tight in places. Then we've got wrists that rotate in a circular motion. Okay, for grabbing onto a turtle. Same thing with the claw arm, a giant hinge there to hold. It probably will hold weight well. A nice open, well, a closed claw arm, I should say. It's open that you could probably fit a guy in there and hold him on to, so that's nice. Got these little extra little pieces, fly pieces, that don't feel like they're articulated. They're just kind of hanging off there. Mandibles and such. I don't think they're going to move on you. Hips, you can have him sit a little bit, move him up and down, just a slight amount. No knees. Back to the rotation foot pads though. And a whale tail. A whale tail that does rotate, and pretty good amount. Pretty good rotation there. So pretty good overall articulation, and not to forget this opening and closing mouth. Oh, we got to add on his wings too. Uh-oh, kind of got him mixed up out of the pack. I got 5 wings. Supa Dupa Fly has an extra wing on his back. Well, where are we going to place these? Alright, I think each wing has a specific spot. So this one has a nice big tab on it, so I think it's going to cram probably in this location right here. Sure enough. I think these things are going to be easy release too. And here's another wing. I think this goes in this position right there, and it fits nicely. And another wing. Oh, just closed his gaping jaw. And the little wings. Yeah. Play around with it, try a couple different arrangements if something doesn't feel right, but once things lock in, they start filling in fine. And here, by the way, is just another menacing angle of this amazing toy. Like almost every angle I'm seeing something different, and just so photogenic from everywhere. 3D-esque-ness of this toy is fantastic. I could play with this guy all day. This is so much fun. There's so much to it. I just keep looking at the detail, the horses on the legs, the big giant whale, the globs of whatever on his back, just fun. Really hope to see a huge collector series of this too someday. So how does he scale to a few other things we've seen lately? Studio Series Ultra Magnus, maybe a Jurassic Park Hammond Collection T-Rex, or how about a plush Landry? Or maybe the most popular toy of the year, a Havoc Hammerhead. Oh no, they combined into an even bigger Supa Dupa Fly. It's Supa Dupa Rex Fly Squirrel Chaos Hammerhead Ultra Magnus! Ah! So you can see Supa Dupa Fly scales out nicely with some of the other great characters we've seen this year. A little bit taller than Havoc Hammerhead. About in scale with Plush Landry. Not as blocky as Ultra Magnus. Amber T-Rex has a little bit of height on him. Maybe only the Mosasaurus could be his defeator. So he's got great scale play with lots of other characters. Actually, I think the Beast Lab characters would be the sickest fight around against Supa Fly. Alright, so that's Supa Dupa Fly. Find him again, usually over at Walmart. If you've seen him anywhere else, let us know in the comments. Or if this is just an exclusive to one store. I'm losing some wings here. So we've got a few other characters found. Or shall I say a couple other characters. We've got a Mondo Gecko. Hey dude, how's it going? And for fun, I've also got a Turtles Classics Mondo Gecko, also sold just about now. Mondo Gecko in Mutant Mayhem, probably the friendliest, coolest character of the group. Oh man, he was fun. And the toy doesn't disappoint so far, it just has that friendly face of Gecko. The chill dude, right? The chill dude. Over on the back, got a quick bio. Mondo Gecko, Mondo is like such a chill dude, you know? Chia, he rolls with Supa Fly and his motley crew. But Mondo's not about conflict. He wants good vibes and to feel the love. Mutant Menace Meter, 3 canisters of ooze. And as for the second wave of collection, we found a wingnut there next to Mondo Gecko, but still looking for a Scumbug and a Genghis Frog. So keep an eye out when we find those. We'll show them off, as they will be pretty cool to see. Maybe that's when I'll pick up a turtle van too. I haven't not picked up a turtle van. So there's Mondo Gecko. Let's get him out.
Oops.
And a Gecko out. Easily the sweetest, cutest Mutant Mayhem figure on the market. Look at Mondo. Surprisingly a little tippy though on this board. I thought maybe it'd be a nice little display stand. Even his tail has a skate on the back. I never noticed that. How funny. A little difficult to stand this one, but I guess you gotta use that skate on that tail to really plant down, and then it's okay. We've got a Frisbee accessory. How cool. Not often enough do we get fun accessories. It's always some weird weapon. Now we've got a Frisbee tie-dye weapon. Great little vest there, and backpack removeth you canneth. Very nice. So just a really friendly character toy there. Obviously the highlight of Mondo has always been his skateboard, and he's got that too with a little peg for his foot. Just a challenge sometimes getting him to balance on it. Maybe play around with the hinging and you can get a good pose. That's not so bad. Here he is next to his old school Nickelodeon counterpart, much darker series there, so he's in kind of full long sleeves pants mode there. Again, always with the skateboard with Mondo. And then look at this guy. Here's your vintage Mondo. Wow! I'm afraid to get this guy out yet, but there he is. Eat my dust, dudes. The originals were always a little more highly crazy. There's his bio card, a lot more on the portrait of Mondo Gecko, the rip-roaring skateboarding reptile, vital gectistics, turbocharged sewer skateboard, tail skate. Okay, so he's always had the tail skate. This actually is one of the few that I never had years ago. Never had a Mondo Gecko, so I'm just kind of catching up on the Geckoverse. A loner, a lizard, a skate master, mutated from headbanging thrash metal teenage guitarist. Mondo Gecko is the coolest lizard to surf the concrete jungle. I gotta go back and check out a classic episode and see his origins, as for some reason I just don't remember him very well. So let's get this third Gecko out of box. It's the Geckoverse today. 3 Gecko of Mondo on the table. They certainly don't make them like they used to, and this should be a pretty accurate match. I think it's basically the same thing you would see back in the 90s for Mondo Gecko. They basically do an awesome re-release job of many of their toys from Playmates. Giving you a chance to go back to vintage is great. As I like to collect vintage sometimes, but the problem is the plastic gets old after 30 years, right? And so it starts cracking and breaking really easy, so getting some fresh plastic with these is always welcome. Look at the detail on this dude. I mean, it's all over the place. They certainly went crazy back 90s. Got braces on the teeth there, the blue on his Geckoonian head, a little gecko tail hairpiece going down, tongue sticking out. It's hilariously awesome. T-shirt, skull and bone sticker there. I think that's a sticker even, which is pretty funny. Yeah, maybe print. Yeah, sticker. I think it's a sticker. Skull knee pad, spike knee pad, green bubbly skin, very bubbly skin, yellow shirt, purple pants, rotating tail back there. Articulation of the old vintage were so crazy because the points were just always angled in so weird ways. So shoulders here, just 360 rotation, no elbows, no wrists, but great grip. They'll have great grip with the old school figures. Hips on the old classic vintage were always the craziest, gnarliest. Ask Civil War Turtle when he fell off my shelf and broke his legs. Yeah, the hip points are so weird. No ankles, or no knees. Ankles I don't think, but he sits down onto this gnarly board. Look at the gnarly board there. Great design, even got a little bit of pipes on the back like the bio card hinted. Great looking figure. Anytime you get a figure on a board, it's like 100 times better. It's like anytime you would get a G.I. Joe with an animal friend, it's 1,000 times better. And so it's the same thing with the Gecko guy with the board. Just a terrific all-around toy and an awesome opportunity. Look for these classic reissues also over at wherever you see turtles usually. So great seeing Mondo here. Look at that face one more time. If that's not the face of a best friend, I don't know what is. That is so cool. I love the reimagining work they did with the Mutant Mayhem characters. They're all so much more friendly and fun than the 90s crazy we had, and then, you know, these guys were certainly neat, but maybe a little too serious. So that's Mondo Gecko. We've got one more found in the wild. That is Wingnut is here. Wingnut's here, flapping in. Wingnut is legitimately a horrific freak of nature. Don't say that. That's honestly the nicest way of putting it. Oh, okay. The very sight of her nightmarish eyes and demonic wings will mess you up good. With 2 Mutant Menace Meter canisters of ooze. I don't totally agree with that bio card. I think it's one of the cutest. They've done well, so well with the fun collection, and if you put her up against old Wingnut, you'll see this one's certainly cuter. Out of box, and Wingnut out. Ooh, tippy, tippy. Can I get a stand? Can I get a stand? I can. There's a Wingnut stand. I don't know, I tell you, she's cute, I tell you. Not a freak of nature. I like the Batman theme they've got going with her with the Robo suit. Got even a Batman style grapple gun and a Batman style Batarang. She is quite fun. Look at the wingspan on her too. We got 2 plastic wings attached over onto the back, and they are removable. I don't know why you would want to remove her wings. I will leave those in there. Interesting background thruster piece. Not sure what that's going about. I guess that's just the figure look. Bat belt, equipped for adventure. Pretty interesting height. What is she? She's about 4 inches in height, but we have a good wingspan of about 8 inches. Sorry, Mondo. So she commands some space with those wings, even though she's shorter down. Articulation, a little bit of head rotation there. It's going to rotate kind of at a different angle from the body because she's a little bit hunched back, but I think you got 360 in there probably. Shoulder rotation points there, even though you got kind of a fake looking joint there because of the Robo look, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe this hinges again. I think that's a fake point. It's gonna throw me. It's throwing me. Oh, it does it. It does it. Look at there. Look, it's loosened up. So you got this point there that pins in, and then the hinge goes down at this robotic hinge part, and the same thing with the elbow. That was fun to play out. And wrist rotation. No central torso rotation, but you got hips in there, which are also really tight as she's just out of the box. Knees and knee rotate pivot points. I don't think there's ankles in there. So there's plenty of points though. Plenty of points, and she's low to the ground, so I think she'll hold okay. Great looking figure. Fantastic. Good color scheme with their paint. What they can do for a $10 toy for Mutant Mayhem, I so applaud Playmates Toys. There's no other toy on the market that can give you this style painted toy for the price point. Maybe Sonic, some of the Mario price points aren't bad too, but they've done well. They've done so well. Look at Star Wars. How silly. It's like $35 for something like this in Star Wars form. I yammer on though. And if you want to see how crazy Wingnut looked back in the day, where is my old school Wingnut? Now you can get a re-release old school Wingnut. I have a vintage one. I picked this one up at a vintage reseller about 5 years ago. They had a great selection of old school turtles, and I picked that one back then. I think it was about the time we reviewed Kirby Bat. I think it was the Nickelodeon Kirby Bat review. Checking back in our archives at Squirrel Stampede, you might see this one again back there. But look how crazy. It's kind of cool to have these two together now because we've got a female Wingnut, and this probably back then was male. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to have to look that up. This one with menacing robotic wings are a little loose now. But overall, this was such a well done, kept vintage toy that I had to pick it up. But there you can see, this one's certainly way more menacing and creepy. Again, with the 90s sculpts were just so out there. That was kind of part of the thing when Turtles first came out, was just the bizarrity, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Everything had to have just like this absolute hodgepodge of things going through. And I'm so glad that Mutant Mayhem took note of that and really kind of continued on with the fun. Just a little more clean with how they approached some of the character faces. And that is Super Duper Fly and a few of the second wave turtles. What do you think? If you liked today's video, please give us a squawk, squirrelibe, squamment, your favorite second wave of Mutant Wave character. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about that Landry plush and t-shirts and water bottle we have available at the merch site. Thank you again so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.